These massive trucks, weighing up to 400 tons each, are harvesting Canadian oil sands, a naturally occurring deposit of oil, sand, and water found in Alberta, Canada.
That truck will have 400 tons of oil sand, which will be 200 barrels of bitumen, 200 barrels of oil.
API conducted a tour of oil sands developments for reporters and bloggers recently. At Syncrude, they learned how a form of oil called bitumen is processed into 350,000 barrels of oil per day.
You can see the oil sand, and this bottom really black bench is the high-grade oil sand. Above that, the band that looks kind of brown and stripy, that's still oil sand. The one above that looks like light gray, that's the clay.
The mined oil sands are transported to a nearby processing facility where the oil is separated from the sand, water, and other components, including sulfur. The sulfur is processed into large blocks and sold for medicines and other products. The sand and clay are captured and used to reclaim the land later, and the water is pumped into ponds where remaining fine particles of clay settle to the bottom. 85% of the water is recycled.
The main constituents that we watch in those ponds are the salts and the residual bitumen. But in our recycle operation, we can tolerate that recycled water through our operation.
Even before oil sands mines are closed, the reclamation process begins, creating wetlands, meadows, and even pasture for a native bison species. To get a full appreciation for the reclamation efforts that are being made here in Alberta, take a look at this picture. This is the scene where we're now standing back in 1978 or 1980. Take a look at it now.
This entire area over time was mined by draglines and bucket wheels starting in 1978 to 1995, and the hole was about 40 to 60 meters deep in this area. But there's a tremendous amount of infill and reclamation that's occurred here since.
To refill the mines, the sand is put back in its proper location, the clay is returned, and topsoil is placed on the surface. Even the leaf litter and seeds are used in reclamation, and the First Nations, the Aboriginal people of Alberta, are involved throughout the process.
They will review our plans. Most of the First Nations in this region have industrial committees that meet with us and provide us advice and guidance on our future plans. They also assist us in our tree planting efforts and other grooming of reclamation areas as well.
Syncrude works with 10 universities from the United States and Canada to conduct research on the reclaimed lands. More than 1 million barrels of oil derived from Canada's oil sands are imported to the United States every day. This is Jane Van Ryan for Energy Tomorrow.